Making that aforementioned UFC flyweight debut against the newcomer Deiveson Figueiredo. Figueiredo is in the black trunks. Beltran is in white. Figueiredo will switch stances constantly. We'll see how he chooses to attack here early.
And right away with the kicks from Marco Beltran. Loves to do a lot of kicks, lots of heavy movement, but a wide open, hands down style. You'll see some similarities between him and his training partner, Yair Rodriguez.
Figueiredo is very interesting to me with his defense. I mean, he's got the mixture of Kung Fu and Muay Thai, as you said, Stan. So I'm curious to see how it changes his defense mixed with the offense of his Muay Thai. How does that translate? And that's what we've seen in some of his past fights. I want to see how Beltran reads this.
And we watched some of his fights together, and to be honest, we didn't see a whole lot of defense in those fights.
That's why I'm very interested, because Beltran is a heavy hitter. So let's see how this goes.
Well, I think at times there is a tendency maybe to fight down to your competition. He was able to move forward, hands down in the UFC. That strategy could come back to bite you. Boy,
really pretty entry to that takedown, but there you see the work Marco Beltran has done on his own wrestling. He moved to Chicago. He trains with a coach from University of Illinois in his wrestling. Really some good improvements. He's also trained with Israel Martinez.
Nice inside trip from Figueiredo, and really he didn't finish that first takedown because he didn't drive his feet. But on that second one, you see Figueiredo, he practices in the gi often, so that's where they get those inside trips from, and you could see that was very well timed.
This is exactly where he wants his fight. He does very good work on top, very aggressive here.
And his top game is where he seems to be most effective and most comfortable. So Figueiredo gets it right where he wants to. He preached that he wanted to finish this fight in the very first round against Beltran. Said Beltran does not have the ground game that he has, and he will show how weak he is at it, at that facet.
Now you can see some of the inexperience in Beltran keeping his guard closed right now. He really needs to open that up, push off the fence. He needs to get his head away from that fence as much as possible. Do a nice job controlling the wrist here, though, and negating and neutralizing some of the offensive Figueiredo.
Well, some would say you close the guard so that Figueiredo doesn't pass his guard and then go for the submission from there. But if Beltran isn't being offensive, then he should open his guard, right, Stan?
If he's not being offensive and if he wants to get back up, he's got to open it up to create some space here.
And right now what we're seeing is Figueiredo, he controls the bottom leg. Whichever leg Beltran rolls to, Figueiredo is going to hold on to that so he can't get to his feet. And that's what we're going to see here. Figueiredo is going to go back and forth from half guard as he's in now, and he's just going to keep that leg of Beltran anchored to the floor.
Tonight it is UFC 212 from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The headliner features a title unification bout. Featherweight champ Jose Aldo against the interim title holder Max Holloway. It is tonight, 10 in the East, 7 in the West, only on pay-per-view. Order now.
This is pretty tight. Doesn't look at the right angle, but I'll tell you what, this is getting really tight. Beltran's got to be careful. He's going to try and kick off the fence and roll him over. He may still get stuck in it now, even tighter. Now closed guard.
That's in.
And Figueiredo's being smart. Look at him breathing. He's staying relaxed. He's not pressing too much so he kills his arms.
Beltran staying calm here, guys, not fighting that left arm.
One thing I noticed about Figueiredo and his guillotine, he should be crunched into that neck, and right now he's stretching Beltran down away from his head. He can still get the choke here, but it's easier if you curl. Figueiredo curls his left elbow and pushes Beltran's head to the mat, and he's not able to do that. Beltran is defending well so far, but he's still got to get his head out of there.
Figueiredo staying committed to the choke here, just over a minute to go in round one.
Yeah, he's starting to escape now. He's starting to break the grip. The left side of his head starting to sneak out.
Look how calm Figueiredo's trying to stay while he squeezes. He's trying not to waste too much energy.
And that's a tough thing to do in your UFC debut. When you go back to that stool after the first round, man, you are amazed at how tired you are. And he's eating big elbows here.
And he is tired after that squeeze. He doesn't have much left in his arms. You can tell that's why he's eating those shots. When you get hit with those, you're kind of like, go ahead and hit me. Just let me get a rest.
You know, we've seen this kind of game from Marco Beltran before in his fight against Marlon Vera in Mexico City, a very difficult place to fight because of the altitude. He had excellent scrambles, huge elbow there. He continues to evolve as a fighter.
One thing I love about Beltran is he's willing to be on the ground, but he knows as long as he has Figueiredo's head up against the octagon fence, he has a better chance at hanging with him on the ground. And so he's not doing it in the open mat, and that's smart on Beltran. Now he stands up because he starts feeling Figueiredo get ahead on him.
Beltran loaded up on that right hand. Figueiredo able to avoid it. Final seconds here of round one. Marco Beltran, Deiveson Figueiredo. I don't know if you guys remember your first ever round in the UFC, but you got to think Figueiredo's happy to have that one behind him.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, for all the squeezing he did in that submission attempt, the takedown attempts, he looks very fresh. Obviously, from his physique, he looks to be in tremendous shape. I'm also impressed with Beltran. His first trip to 125 pounds,
right.
He seems very fresh coming off the stool.
And boy, is he tall for this weight. Huh?
Yeah, great frame for this flyweight division, for sure.
That was a heavy leg kick by Beltran. Those hurt. He can't take a lot of those, Figueiredo. And I think that Beltran read that Figueiredo doesn't really check. And he's going to try eating that leg up.
Beltran came off that first season of The Ultimate Fighter, Latin America representing Team Velazquez, lands the inside leg kick to the lead leg of Figueiredo, now goes upstairs.
And Figueiredo's inviting him. He's looking for the brawl now.
This is exactly what Figueiredo's coaches said not to do, though. They said don't fight on the outside, get in the pocket, but they gave him no tools on how to close the distance and get inside on a longer fighter. So they said throw elbows, but you got to give him some tools to get inside because this man is so long. And there we are. Now he's in the pocket and he's doing better, but if he stays on the outside, it's going to be a problem. Nice pass. Straight to knee on belly. Look for mount here. Look for
he's going to go for the choke again.
The guillotine. There's the mount.
So now Figueiredo has Beltran mounted. Plenty of time here with which to work.
Boy, excellent job spreading out his knees, widening his base by Figueiredo to hold position here. He's going to start creeping that right knee up. He may look for an armbar.
And there's the armbar there. He gave it for a moment. Beltran was able to keep his body moving and get away from the threat. I like how Figueiredo just floats on top of Beltran, though. He's not squeezing, he's not wasting energy. He's letting Beltran move underneath him real fluently, but he's just floating on top of him, waiting for Beltran to use up his energy. Now Beltran is flat on his back in half guard where he doesn't want to be.
Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series premieres Tuesday, July 11th, right here on UFC Fight Pass. The new series will feature 5 live fights each week, up-and-coming talent, also fighters looking to revive their careers. Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series all summer here on UFC Fight Pass.
It was been difficult for Marco Beltran. When you're on your back, you typically want to dig for underhooks to start to work your way up. Every time he does that, Figueiredo's threatening with the guillotine, and threatening well to the point where it's really stalled Beltran's ability to get back to his feet here in round 2.
Perhaps Figueiredo buoyed by this early arriving Rio crowd, trying to take the back of Beltran here, and he does.
You could tell Beltran is a few steps behind on the ground. Beltran's trying to relieve and pass his leg around those hooks, but this is going to get tight.
That's in, that's sunk. Beltran's hanging in there, but that is sunk.
He's got to pull down those hands because it's going to be difficult with that grip, and he does so.
Beltran put his back to the mat exactly the way you need to defend. That's a last-ditch effort to get out of there, but now he's mounted. You give up the back mount for the mount. It's one or the other in that situation, and he did a good move, but now he's got to get out of this mount position.
And it takes so much energy when you're in these two positions, having your back taken, then being mounted, and you're rolling all around on bottom. Again, underhook. Figueiredo's going to threaten the choke. Now, catch you looking for a Darce. He always threatens, and what does that do? It forces Beltran to go back to his back and not be able to escape.
Look how Figueiredo gets that underhook every single time under Beltran. Whenever Beltran goes to use that half guard sweep, that stops his sweep to get up to his feet. Figueiredo is just floating on top of Beltran right now, wearing him out.
Pretty nice up kick there by Beltran. Figueiredo eats it without issue, trying to get inside here.
Ooh, he's going to go for a heel hook. Boy, and Beltran's not even reaching to hit the hands. He's got to fight the hands here and pull him down. Now he is.
That's looking deep.
Beltran's super flexible. He's one of those guys, we've seen it before, where he's tough to submit.
Knees are crafty, though. You get worried about him when you're locked in like that.
He's got to be able to break the grip and then maybe try to stack him here.
And you can see the stress on Beltran's face. He doesn't want to tap, but it's one of those weird positions where you just don't know what your knee's going to do there.
And you may recall Beltran's last fight, a loss by heel hook against Joe Soto, under 30 seconds in the round now.
And that was slick from Joe Soto in that fight as well. But Beltran did a really nice job fighting the hands.
Oh! Figueiredo rips the body Final seconds here of round 2.
Ooh, there was the elbow his corner called for.
That was a beautiful timed elbow. Very nice.
And a pretty
he's
significant
hurt. He's hurt.
Beltran wobbly on his feet. Figueiredo trying to get a late finish here in round 2. He gets it.
Saved by the bell.
Oh, saved by the bell. Okay, so Beltran will live to see a 3rd round.
Let's take a listen. There's the uppercut. Beltran hurt badly.
We will try to sort it out, but it looked as though Osiris Maia went into the corner of Marco Beltran and at that point made the decision to stop the fight. So looks like it'll be a referee stoppage. Deiveson Figueiredo, an interesting addition to this flyweight division. That's ahead of UFC debut tonight.
Petr Yan takes on the very awkward Teruto Ishihara.
Oh, I am so excited for this one, John. I love both of these guys. I like their attitude, I like their approach. But look at Yan immediately. He just wants to make the octagon as small as possible. If he could fight in a phone box, he absolutely would. I love this pressure that he puts on people. It makes them very uncomfortable. You can see there that the panic when Ishihara realized he missed that kick. You immediately need to recover and get back to a place where you can defend, because Petr Yan doesn't give you any space. And when he starts to throw these combination punches, it's really something beautiful to watch because he chains them together so well.
This also is 2 great fight teams going up against one another. We have the Tiger Muay Thai team in Yan's corner and Team Alpha Male in Ishihara's corner. I was speaking with some members of Tiger Muay Thai and they just said what a natural fighter that Yan was. He has everything everywhere and they believe he can go right to the top.
Yeah, there's no doubt at all. I mean, you can't be reckless, though. When you get to the UFC, you're meeting a lot of really, really powerful punches. And although obviously Yan likes that forward pressure, he takes a shot very well as well. Now Ishihara is working those body kicks. Look at that double leg, wow! That was very fast. Nice stiff arm there from Petr Yan, gets him back to his feet.
Straight back up though was Petr Yan. Switching stances, he actually fought an old teammate of mine a couple of years ago and was super dominant. It was the first time that I'd really taken a good note of Petr Yan. But coming up in the ACB promotion, very, very tough matchmaking over there.
And you've got to think what kind of accolades Ishihara would get with a win here, especially with a dramatic knockout like he wants, like he's looking for. Because especially with the hardcore, Yan is very, very well respected. We all know how tough he is, and his fights with Magomedov are, I mean, really, really worth a watch. They're real wars, real battles.
Yeah, took a loss, but then came back and got it back. Oh, nice 1-2. Rattled the chin of Ishihara.
He doesn't smile a great deal, but you can see the excitement in his eyes, John. He really does love a fight.
Yeah, he's a fighter's fighter, I think, Dan, isn't he?
Absolutely. Oh, again, he looks for the takedown there, but Yan was prepared for it that time. He won't be caught by surprise twice. Ishihara really struggling to find any space in the octagon.
Lots of movement from Ishihara, trying to find those openings.
There's the jab and the front kick.
Yeah, nicely done from that southpaw stance. Interestingly, Ishihara has never been knocked out. Neither, for that case, has Yan. So both of these guys show very solid chins. But he just gets dropped.
Ishihara is looking to recover, but Petr Yan's not going to let him off the hook. Power, 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 all the way through these punches.
Yan is swarming Ishihara, moving around his body very quickly, but Ishihara gets back to his feet, making a real contest of this one.
A real wake-up call for a guy that's not been knocked out before. Oh, and he goes down again!
That's it! In his debut, Petr Yan gets the TKO victory. Welcome to the UFC.
What a debut, what a statement. He pushed forward, he measured his distance, and he picked his shot. Beautiful work. He knocked out the knockout artist. Wow. What an amazing addition to this bantamweight division. There's the takedown look. He did a good job of defending it and getting back to his feet, but then once he got his range, there's that switching stance. He comes in over the top with the right hand, and and then switches through, powers through the left hook. Really nice work. Look at this, swarms forward, combination punching. The right hand lands there, measures his distance again, and throws it over the top. Beautiful work, really, really powerful.
Lovely stuff to shut out Ishihara and get his very first UFC victory. He said getting to the UFC was the equivalent of getting to the Olympics.
Bobby Nash making his third UFC start.
Ready.
Against the
Ready.
debuting
Let's
Song
fight.
Kenan. Bobby Nash minus 300. The comeback on Song Kenan at plus 230.
Stop.
Nash in black,
Time.
Kenan in white.
Huh?
I'm good.
You're good?
But he's
Shortly
getting
after we get
Okay,
started,
okay,
breaking
hold on.
the action.
Watch that, okay?
Due to an inadvertent groin strike.
Fight.
Bobby Nash. Oh! Down goes Nash!
Stop. Fight's over. Run. Fight's over. All right? Fight's over. Yes.
His legs went stiff when he dropped there.
So once it's official, it'll be the 9th first-round finish for Song Kenan. How's that for a UFC debut? Makes it a quick night at the office in his debut.
Beautifully timed there. Look at this. Bobby Nash rushes forward in a straight line, leaves himself open, and gets cracked with a clean punch to the chin. And you can see his legs stiffen immediately. He drops in on a single leg switch. It's straight back to his instinct. That wrestling mentality is deep there in his subconscious, even though he's concussed. Look at this, straight in on a straight line, right on the temple. Goes down, rolls through, but then immediately, as Song Kenan jumped on him, landing hammer fist, and you can tell that was a good stoppage. You can tell, although Bobby Nash is trying to fight out of it, if you look at his grip when he goes down, so look at that beautiful punch. He manages to roll through, he gets clamped on a leg, but then you can just see there's no real drive. He's not getting his hands together, he's not trying to finish this takedown at all. That was a good stoppage from Herb Dean. He knows when a fighter's hurt and needs saving.
When he got that UFC debut call, he replaces Abdulrazak Al Hassan on about 3 weeks' notice. Ricky Rainey is in white, Muslim Salikhov in black.
Sometimes your opportunity doesn't come as you dream it up.
Yeah.
But when it does present itself, you got to try to make the most of the opportunity. Ricky Rainey can make a big statement tonight if he can win this fight on 3 weeks' notice.
He played football at Western Carolina University, outside linebacker and a strong safety. Said he never had any nerves because football's 11 on 11. MMA has given him that rush that he was long looking for. Got to imagine the nerves are going a little bit here tonight in this UFC debut.
There's nothing like individual sports, J.A.,
Yeah.
where you're solely responsible for the outcome. You get that in mixed martial arts, the purest form of fighting, a complete form of fighting.
Salikhov has more of an unconventional style. It's a more of wait for you to fire and move away from the power and strike you on the counter. And he's got some tricky spin attacks that he throws, and he walks you into him. He gets you to move towards him, and then he lands them extremely fast. Rainey has more of a traditional Muay Thai style, but he's got a lot of power and 7 inches of reach, which kind of makes things very difficult for any striker.
You can tell how explosive Rainey is. Normally when you get these traditional martial artists, they're lighter on their feet. Salikhov isn't bouncing around in the form of Stephen Thompson or those guys. He's more flat-footed, looking for bigger strikes, and then those spinning attacks that he's so good at.
So a scraping finger caught the left eye of Muslim Salikhov. He was going to fight through it, but Rainey paused, and now Chris Taione's going to call the doctor in. King of Kung Fu wants no part of the ringside position, of course.
I mean, he got scratched in the eye, you know. I mean, I understand the referee wanting to get him checked out, but this young man's ready to go.
Right.
Salikhov wants to fight.
DC, being as this is a taller man's sport in the sense of striking, right? The taller guy generally gives the shorter guy the problems. What's a tactic you use being a shorter guy in a division that you're generally shorter than most of the people you fight? What's the tactic you want to use if you're somebody like Salikhov to face somebody as long and powerful as Rainey?
You got to just be, I'm a junkyard dog. I am just a nasty junkyard dog, Cruz, and I'm going to just walk you down and pressure you.
So that's your choice. That's what he's got to do then, no?
Salikhov needs to go forward and pressure the bigger man. But I'm just a junkyard dog, Jay.
Beautiful
Not everybody
spinning
got
kick.
it.
But he got that spin kick. Maybe you got to learn that one, DC.
I will never throw one. I tried it once against Roy Nelson, and they're still making fun of me.
And Salikhov came into his UFC debut against Alex Garcia last November on the strength of 4 straight knockouts stemming from spinning kicks, not unlike the one you just saw.
Nice timing on the takedown attempt by Salikhov off the left straight of Rainey, but Rainey is not backing down for 1 second. He's not intimidated by Salikhov. He's landed some huge power of his own.
And Salikhov had to wrestle there because Rainey was starting to get loose. And the strikes were coming from different places that Salikhov didn't feel comfortable with, so he shot.
17 fights on the regional circuit, and Ricky Rainey finally arriving at this UFC debut here tonight.
Nice overhand right.
And he understood the challenge in front of him, but he said you can only focus on your opponent and his tendencies so much. He felt like Salikhov disliked the ground a whole lot. He wasn't expectant that he'd see a lot of offensive wrestling tonight. Shot from Rainey, nothing doing.
Nice
Rainey
follow
is a
up.
big guy in his weight class. You can see that his size and his length is making Salikhov uncomfortable a little bit.
Rainey a +170 underdog tonight. Excuse me, Dom.
No, my fault.
Oh,
overhand
nice
right, left hook.
hand.
Right hand, left hook lands by Rainey, and that's what I like, is he's going first, he's throwing heat, and he's throwing good combinations at the right time. He knows how to fight with his body length.
He's listening to his coaches, too. They said, give us some level changes. He went level change, big right hand, left straight. He's got to continue to keep changing levels, not allowing Salikhov to figure out his body positioning.
You saw the shift that Rainey just hit on the spin attack of Salikhov. That's high-level stuff. He saw the spin, he shifted, and it took away the power off that kick and just barely missed it. Good defense by Rainey to see that kick early.
Salikhov catches the leg, throws Rainey.
Nice.
Good follow-up off that takedown.
Yes.
Salikhov, 5-time Wushu Sanda world champion, essentially kickboxing with takedowns, right?
Yes, and it's a very good fighting style to come over to mixed martial arts because it's not just striking, so it changes your striking to fit somebody trying to take you down, and that's perfect for mixed martial arts.
Under a minute now to go round 1. Rainey trying to close the distance. Must be nice having near 80 inches of reach as a 170-pound fighter.
Yes. Very long arms, very tall, big frame.
Salikhov needs more than one punch, more than one kick. He's throwing 1, 2 at a time at most. He needs combinations to land on a super long Rainey.
Gets that foot to the target
Threw a couple
quickly.
punches, threw the kick up. That's more than one. He's got to throw at least 3 at a time on somebody like Rainey.
Oh, nice knee. Rainey's got to be a little bit careful now because Salikhov's starting to time him. Look at that. He's starting to pick up on the way that he's entering. He's got to be careful because Salikhov's throwing that big right hand when he enters.
All right, round 2 coming up. Was unable to ground the king of Kung Fu.
If you're Salikhov and you're fighting a guy in Rainey who comes from a smaller camp, taking the fight on short notice, you want to push the pace. You want to make him work because Rainey was breathing kind of heavy as the first round ended, and they didn't fight at the fastest pace.
Salikhov feints, then lands to the inside of that lead leg of Rainey.
Salikhov's not even following up those takedowns. That's twice he's knocked Rainey to the ground. Hasn't even followed him down to the mat. Oh, that's a big spinning back kick.
Salikhov is okay with just landing one shot and then looking at it. He needs to continue and follow that up if he's gonna win this, because Rainey's tough enough to eat one shot and follow that up.
It's called admiring your work, Dom. It's like you got your camera. You land something nice and you take a couple pictures of it. Salikhov's doing that right now. He throws that beautiful kick and then he stays there for a second.
Heavy leg kick for Ricky Rainey, backs up Salikhov.
Well, it's the one thing that Salikhov hasn't had is a high output, and sometimes he loses decisions if he does because of that. He needs to fire more offense. But that's also why he's got so many first-round knockouts, because he throws so heavy with one shot and times it so well that he finishes a lot of people that way.
This is good by Rainey. be first, Rainey. He's walking down Salikhov, but not really throwing many techniques. He needs to be first. The guy just let his hands and feet fly every time he comes in range of Salikhov.
And a big part of the focus for Salikhov after that Alex Garcia fight was wrestling defense. He said it didn't matter who my next opponent was going to be, and so far that has certainly held up when Rainey has tried to change levels. 3 minutes now to go round 2. Salikhov not going to kill you with pace, but sometimes can lull you into a false sense of comfort.
Yes.
And then the spinning attacks start coming.
I think Salikhov lands those big spinning attacks and the nice ones that he's throwing if he's mixing in more offense with it. It's just it's coming so little, not enough that Rainey's able to see most of them. Good right hand lands by Salikhov there, though.
He's a tad bit out of range, but right here, Rainey's in range. He's got to fire the jab. He's got to throw kicks because he's longer than Salikhov. Right here, he's in range, but he's standing there watching instead of letting his offense go.
He's having a hard time finding Salikhov. Salikhov is clean. He's got good technique, and he's quick, and he's hard to find with your hands. And I think what Rainey's worried about is missing and then getting countered. So he's very touchy with his punches. See how he doesn't commit to anything? Because he knows Salikhov's not going to be there and could counter him. But he needs to just commit, though, like you're saying.
But look at this. Salikhov's winning this round because of it, though, right? So even if he's waiting, he's still losing. You got to do something. You can't be a step behind waiting to see what your opponent's going to do.
That's just the good thing Salikhov is doing. He's moving just enough to keep Rainey guessing on what he wants to throw. Nice.
Nice left hook.
That hurt. You saw Rainey go, yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. That one hurt a little.
Never acknowledge your opponent like, hey, good job, dude. Nope.
The junkyard dog don't do that, huh? You just bite the mouthpiece.
Yeah, bite down on that mouthpiece. Try to get a takedown. It hurts, though. Some of it hurts.
The featherweight and lightweight winners of the new season of The Ultimate Fighter to be determined July 6th from the Pearl at the Palms in Vegas. The Ultimate Fighter Undefeated begins next Wednesday on FS1, Friday, April 27th. Get your tickets to see all the action from Vegas at Ticketmaster.com. Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic, your coaches for season 27. Under a minute now to go round 2. This, big, massive right for Salikhov. Rainey is out. The king of Kung Fu.
And that's what he was waiting for, and that's why he's got so many knockouts. He's so patient with his power.
You gotta be, remember we said you gotta be careful. He's starting to time his entries and get the beat on it, and just like that, bam, fight over.
There it is. And that's what Rainey was worried about, committing a little too much and getting caught coming in on the counter. Salikhov looking for the overhand right off the jab of Rainey. Rainey doesn't commit to it. Salikhov's able to land over the top and just floor Rainey, and then falls on his face, turns over, and eats another 3 on the floor afterwards for good intentions.
Oh, my goodness.
1, 2, 3.
Maria Oliveira, UFC debut for her. Tabitha Ricci's second start. And Ricci will do so as a sizable favorite. Ricci minus 275. How about that wasting no time?
Tried for an Imanari roll, I think, but she set the stall out early. For Ricci to win this fight, that's what she's going to do. I mean, she has the grappling credentials, but she just blew the element of surprise. In the first second, she's like, I'm going to take you down.
Yeah, she could have just done with a little bit more of something in front of it, even if it was a fake punch. She let her know early, listen, I'm coming for those legs.
Yeah, she set a stall out. That's one thing that Oliveira's got to do, avoid kicking so much, because Ricci does have a good habit of catching those kicks, and as I said, she wants to get it down to the floor. But rushing in like that with her head down isn't the way to do it.
Leading with the shark fin out there.
She's explosive, though. She's very fast.
Well, Ricci is rarely going to be the taller fighter at 5 feet 1 inches tall, but decorated in jiu-jitsu. We'll see if she can get it to the ground and go to work. Right.
Massive right hand.
And that has Oliveira backing up.
All right, so this is good. This is what she wants. Let's see what the takedown defense of Oliveira was like. I tell you what, Ricci is very aggressive. I love it. That's a very unconventional takedown approach.
É só ter calma, hein? Vai botando os golpes, ó. Vai entrar de novo. Isso, Maria. Começou a soltar o jogo, tá vendo? Só ter calma. Nós vamos achar a hora certa. Quando ela entrar daquele jeito, bota direto. Aí.
There you go. Nice leg kick. A lot of these punches just coming up short of the target. Oliveira's got to commit, but I'm sure she's a little bit worried about overcommitting with these punches because Ricci's clearly trying to get this fight to the ground.
Yeah, Ricci's also swinging as well like a maniac. So far, Oliveira's taken those shots pretty well. She didn't look too concerned, but still, you know, you can't rest on your laurels like that thinking I can take your best shot, because you can take the best shot until you can't.
Yeah.
And then you wake up, you're like, hold on, what happened? I was doing fine.
It's like, well, apparently you couldn't take that one.
You got knocked out, buddy. Been there many times.
There's a right hand.
Biggest strike of the fight for Oliveira. Ricci attacks again. Final 2 minutes, first round.
Yeah, she's got to do a little better job disguising those level changes. She's pretty obvious. She almost even emphasizes that she's going to shoot.
Yeah, and she just, I mean, the head position is incorrect. I'll be polite and say that.
Straight down.
Yeah, you got to lower your level. You know, level change, lower your legs, still face your opponent. She's running in with the face, looking at the floor. And that's going to affect the power of the takedown as well. Not only leave her open to counters, knees, uppercuts, but again, takes away from the strength of the takedown. But even still, though, she is powerful and effective with the hand. So even though she's running in like that with the head down, just the fact that she's
winning the round.
Yeah, just the fact she's feinting those takedowns, that is going to open opportunities to land with the hands like that. And I know I always go on about the reach, but Oliveira needs to use it. Got through there with a good right hand.
Catches the kick. Big opportunity here for Ricci.
Also Gary there.
Look at you.
Minor inner read. If you want the judo.
Judo terminology at its best.
Guard close for Oliveira from the bottom. Short time for Ricci to use this top position. But if nothing else, certainly puts a stamp on a round that she was already winning.
Yeah, she showed a lot of aggression. She's landed some good shots. She's definitely controlled the action, and then finishes it with a really nice, solid takedown and gets a bit of ground and pound. Good opening round.
Second round coming up. Interact with your favorite fighters as they break down past fights, preview upcoming matchups, and host live watch-alongs during UFC pay-per-views. Of course, they'll game, too. Follow UFC on Twitch. Second round coming. 1 of 4 on takedowns for Ricci. Oliveira was the busier fighter striking-wise.
Okay, come here.
Eye poke here to the left eye of Oliveira, who will have time to recover.
Over there.
Yeah, she seems okay.
Hey, just watch reaching out, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Time in.
No doubt about that one. Shin on shin.
Yeah, that's always fun.
All right, for either of you guys, if it was the caught kick that led to the takedown, how does Oliveira deal with that, knowing that that led to a place where she doesn't want to be?
Well, you can call me Captain Obvious, but I would say don't kick.
Yeah, don't kick at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's always one when, if you're a kicker and you're going against someone that's taking you down, you often talk about minimizing the kicks. Set them up. Don't lead with the kick, because obviously they're looking to catch you and they take you down. You're on the back. But kicks are also a very, very effective weapon. You know, so you don't want to abandon them. When you look at the frame of Oliveira, of course, kicking favors her frame. She's very tall, she's rangy, she's got excellent kicks as well. So don't abandon them altogether, but disguise them behind the jab. Set them up first.
Single leg takedown for Ricci. Nicely done and right into side control.
Yeah, she didn't need to catch the kick that time. She was able to just right into mount. This is
and plenty of time as well.
Yeah, this is huge.
High mount.
Nowhere near. There's the elbow.
Man,
Here it is.
Elbows.
Nasty elbows. I tell you, Tabitha Ricci is a handful.
She's aggressive.
Now the fence is working against her now.
Not if she only for the armbar for sure. But if she wants to get some ground and pound going, this is a perfect spot.
If she just wants to pummel her in the face repeatedly, it's actually a pretty good position.
Yeah, I think she should do that. I think she should stay in this position because Oliveira can't put her feet on the fence. She can't kick off right now. She can really just start unleashing ground and pound, and she's got the fence in front of her to kind of keep her stable.
Maintain position. Control.
Só botar o braço meio, a perna em tranca, o braço dela também.
Vai tentando sentar e vai pra grade, Maria.
She's trying to trap that arm. She might be trying to force an arm triangle here.
Yes, I was just about to say she needs to use the fence and kick off it, create a bit of separation.
Nicely done by Oliveira. Well, things are still going well for Tabitha Ricci, but Oliveira playing some nice defense there.
I could have sworn that fight was going to be over there.
That looked
when she had that arm bar locked in like that, I thought, oh, she's going to do a step over with that leg.
Instead, we fight on with 2 minutes to go in round 2.
Nada com as entradas, Maria. Pode botar bola forte, é só lembrar que ela vai entrar.
But you got to give Ricci that, Michael, right? She is maybe not the cleanest striking, but she's at least going for it. She's throwing big punches.
She throws with nasty intentions. Every time she swings, she's trying to get it done, trying to get the home run, get the knockout.
And Oliveira just can't seem to find her range. Having that long reach.
Well, because Ricci's done a good job of driving her backwards. Hard to fight on your back foot like that.
Big right hit there for Ricci.
Man.
I mean, there's that judo straight away. Reach that leg straight down. Really nice work. And again, out in the center of the octagon. 55 seconds to make the most of it.
Ricci neutralized here in the center of the octagon, trying to find a home for some of this ground and pound. Now returns to her feet. Oliveira keeps the guard closed and brings her back down.
Yeah, Ricci's just going to be content to stay right here in the guard. With only 19 seconds left, land some ground and pound. Another round in the books. Another round that she wins.
Another round that realistically she's dominated as well.
What's that?
I said another round that she's dominated.
Yeah.
Third round's coming up.
Vem, levanta, levanta.
1 week after the ESPN Plus special presentation of UFC 267, it's an epic pay-per-view event. UFC 268 features the rematch between Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington for the welterweight crown, plus two-time strawweight champ Thug Rose Namajunas defends her belt against Chinese superstar Zhang Weili. UFC 268 is Saturday, November 6th from Madison Square Garden in New York City, available for purchase on ESPN Plus.
You know, I'm liking the sense of urgency that I'm seeing from Maria Oliveira, because she knows she's down 2 rounds. He's coming out swinging here in the third round, putting Ricci on the back foot, which is something we haven't seen before, and that's precisely what she needs to do. Look, defended that one. Ooh, nice knee as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricci felt that one. See how she's backing off. taking a little breather, sucking a bit of air in.
I think Oliveira needs to start looking for attacks that are coming up from the hips too. She's throwing all these big punches, allowing Ricci to close the distance sometimes and get a hold of her. But some uppercuts after that jab, feint some knees, get Ricci.
That's nice, jab into the body because...
Yeah, keep it low.
Yeah, you keep it low. You're absolutely right, Paul. Often that's what they say when someone's trying to take you down. You jab at the chest or the midsection because they're going to lower the base.
Yeah.
And when you jab lower, they're going to put their head up to the end of it.
Flash the live odds there in the beginning of this round. That was not a typo. Minus 10,000 for Tabitha Ricci. So
minus what?
10,000. If you need a quick $100, you throw down $10,000 on Tabitha Ricci right now.
Big take.
That sounds like a smart bet.
The gamblers would tell you that that's not the chalk that you want to lay. But she is back on top in the driver's seat with 3 minutes to go.
You got to be becoming an expert at this point, having on the line all the time.
Me and my sharps.
No, I know. The chalk that you want to lay.
Yeah,
Sounding like Yanni the Greek over there.
Sprinkle a little bit on there.
Shout out Yanni.
Hey, there you go. Bottom right of your screen. Catch it on Fight Pass. Oh, look at that.
Perfect timing.
All right, Ricci going to work here on top in the final 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a really good performance for Tabitha. She's shown there's some work. The raw ingredients are clearly there. The grappling is there, the aggression. All right, a couple of little things you can neaten up with the striking, but I like what I've seen. It's been a really strong performance, and a finish would be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, absolutely. She's had opportunities to do that, whether it be ground and pound or submission, but Oliveira always able to just get out at the last second, find her way back up to her feet like she did just here.
Hands locked behind the head of Oliveira. Ricci trying to get her back to the mat, unsuccessful. Final 2 minutes.
Hey, 1:50. It's still enough time to finish somebody. You never know. One big head kick could fold Tabitha Ricci. And not if she gets taken down, though.
She's got her hands locked. Another big
saved by
takedown.
the fence initially, but Ricci chased another takedown and got it. That is 5 takedowns in the fight for Tabitha Ricci.
Yeah, and it's just been a combination of technique, but just sheer aggression. I love the aggression that Tabitha Ricci's showing. She's exciting to watch. She fights with conviction. She's trying to get the finish. A lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, she needs to just stay consistent with this ground and pound. When she's let it go on top here against Oliveira, she's landed some big shots. There you go. There's another big, huge right hand. She's just got to try to unload the tank here with less than a minute left in the 3rd round.
And Oliveira, she's kind of beaten mentally. You see the body triangle there. I say it all the time, that's a stalling tactic. That's not going to help her in this situation. She needs to be trying to throw up an armbar, get the feet on the hips and kick her off. She's going to get back to her feet and try and pull, a Hail Mary and get a stoppage in 30 seconds. But obviously, minus 10,000, is it, Brendan?
It's up to 20,000.
Oh, just a cheeky 20,000.
Just a cheeky 20,000 for a quick Benjamin. Final 20 seconds now. Oliveira's just trying to swing, do whatever she can. It is Hail Mary time for the UFC newcomer because Tabitha Ricci has put it on her, especially in this 3rd round, and especially in this final seconds.
She's ferocious.
There's your horn. Tabitha Ricci with arm extended. Big moment for her.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 see it. 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Tabitha Baby Shark Ricci.
Fight! Her husband, Kenan, a pro surfer, taking on Yan, Xiaonan, Curran in black, Xiaonan in red.
Powerful counter to that low kick. Oh, and a nice knee from, there's the lead kick. A nod from Curran, but he certainly hits her.
Right hand over the top.
Her legs went from that counter right. That's what I was talking about. She lands heavy on that lead
pocket. Looked like that last strike from Xiaonan got her behind the ear.
She looks like she may have cleared her head, but she's got to be careful moving in a straight line. Yan Xiaonan is a buzzsaw if you walk straight forward.
And now Curran starting to raise those hands.
Looking to clinch here. I think that's the smart thing to do. Drive her opponent up against the fence. Good body lock here, but she is being extended and leaving herself open for those knees.
Curran feels like she's made a lot of gains in training and even in her UFC fights that maybe don't appear on paper when it comes to the win-loss record. Felt like easily she could have gotten the nod against Alexandra Albiu, her last fight in July. Appeal there from Yan Xiaonan. Thomas Fan says fight on.
Good work by Kylan Curran, stripping the grip of the wrist there. This is much better work from her. She's got to watch, she's giving a backup here. She needs to work on her whizzer. There it is.
So many entertaining scraps. She's got another one on her hands here. 2 minutes have gone by in round one. Xiaonan 7-1 with a no contest as she makes this first UFC start.
Kylan Curran now looking at the takedown. She's got her hands locked together. Can she get a lift? Can she ground her fighter?
You'll get it. You'll get it. You got to stay with it now. Breathe in. Keep that hard head to that chin.
Jason Perillo calling for Curran to stick with it, so perhaps their game plan rooted in getting Xiaonan down. It would be smart.
Nice. Slow down. You're good, Casey. You want to keep working here.
At least in the early round, so she can, you know, get ahead on the judges' scorecards and possibly tire her opponents out. Short knees to the thighs.
Just over 2 minutes here to go round one. Let's listen into the red corner now of Kylan Curran.
Get an elbow off and then
Square
let
off
it go.
here again. Square up, square up.
Circling. Don't stand in front of her. Circle for me. Circle. Good hand position. Wake up now, Casey. Gotta focus.
Shots
there you go.
on both sides.
Not too far out.
Double duty for Jason Perillo tonight. He'll be in Michael Bisping's corner here in a few short hours on Fight Pass. Pretty good sign, though, the takedown defense stand for Yan Xiaonan early.
Yes, she's got a really strong whizzer that she's using to control the level change of Kylan Curran as well.
Suck that body in.
She knows if she creates space that this fight's hers at the moment. She's winning every strike in exchange. But Kylan Curran is doing an excellent job here of tying her up and landing those short, stifling shots. Continually banging into the face and keeping her on a defensive.
There you go, yeah. Keep moving, make that nice, good head pressure.
Oh! Nice short elbow there from Yan Xiaonan.
Under a minute now to go in this first round. Nice uppercut from Kylan Curran. Xiaonan returns fire.
Deep breath there from Xiaonan. Could be just what Kylan Curran needs to see.
Curran mixing it up pretty well on the feet. Now trying to get a takedown here late in the round.
This is where that
right hands.
Yeah, this is where that octagon experience comes into play.
Yep.
It's unlikely she's going to feel a fighter as strong as Alexandra Albiu from her last fight.
Great point. Ooh. Wasn't sure if Curran was complaining
Ready?
about maybe
Fight.
a knee or a leg injury there. It was hard to pick it up. We'll see how it goes here in round two. Kylan Curran in black, Yan Xiaonan in red.
It's so difficult to predict the angle at which the lead leg of Xiaonan is going to come from. Nice lead slide here to the hip. Good defense there from Curran.
Nice power away from Yan Xiaonan. Curran's guard yet again on top. Beautiful. Mixing it up. Well, you can see why this was the first female Chinese fighter signed by the UFC.
Oh, beautiful takedown there from Kylan Curran, outside reap. Now she finds herself in side control. She's got to stay busy here. She needs to keep her fighter on the back.
So a window of opportunity here for Kylan Curran. 1 minute into round 2.
Good work by Xiaonan.
Well, this Friday, for the first time in UFC history, a women's flyweight champion will be crowned. Catch the Ultimate Fighter finale from the Park Theater in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's this coming Friday, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on FS1. 3.5 minutes here to go round 2. Kylan Curran appears to be in outstanding shape here tonight. We mentioned the quick turn for her and that she liked it.
Sometimes it's good just to stay in training camp, just to stay in fight shape, especially when you're a young fighter, you're early on in your career, under 10 fights. It's worth being busy. You can see Curran now really trying to take as much space as she can away from her opponent, but she's got to be careful what she's walking onto. Stiff jab from Xiaonan.
Pretty good entry by Curran, but she pays for it.
I'd like to see Curran make the most of that level change when they get drawn into when she gets drawn into a boxing trade like this. And she can use that enthusiasm of her opponent against her. That was good work there, finding a body lock. I would also be working at deadening that lead leg thigh as well, possibly slowing that down, making it a bit more predictable.
Xiaonan has been a more accurate striker here tonight, but Curran continues to mix things up well. Just over 2 minutes here to go in the round.
Excellent work creating space.
Because Curran closes the distance. Curran wrestled throughout middle school and high school, grades 7 through 12.
That right hand really couldn't have been cleaner. It's amazing she stayed on her feet, but again, she's moving forward. She's moving in a straight line. She ran straight onto that right hand. Possibly the eagerness of closing the distance, working against her here. She's got to keep changing those angles, keep giving her opponent different looks. Possibly feint high and level change, try and get in on the legs of her opponent.
Curran's been knocked down a couple times, and Dan just fearlessly enters that pocket.
She maybe feels like she's seen the best power that Xiaonan's got to throw, and she's taken those shots well, but they did hurt her.
How about that jab on point for Yan Xiaonan? This is an outstanding striker.
The later this fight goes, the octagon experience of Kylan Curran's going to come into play.
Yeah.
Working the clinch here. See if she looks for that outside reap.
And one of the big improvements for Kylan Curran, just keeping her focus during fights, and that is certainly a feather in her cap in this one. She has dealt with adversity quite well.
Sometimes difficult to focus when someone keeps cracking you in the face, though. This is better work from her. This is a much safer game plan.
No, she's got to get the finish here.
Sometimes you have to know the truth, because if it was to play for in this last round, you need to know it. You need to fight like this fight's getting away from you. Kylan Curran has to do something dramatic in this round, because although she's had good clinch work, she's landed very short shots against her opponent, whereas Xiaonan's the one that is demonstrating the big power, particularly the right hand. Good low kick there.
Little reset by Curran 30 seconds into this final round. We'll see if she perhaps tries to get inside for a takedown. She's been on the wrong end of most of these striking exchanges. Nice knee to the body for Curran.
Good post on the hip by Xiaonan. A lot less work with the lead leg now. Xiaonan happy to just exchange punches. She must know she wins the power exchange.
Well, we don't have the benefit of stats here in Shanghai tonight, but you gotta think her rate, not just in terms of the output, but in terms of the accuracy, absolutely outstanding in this debut.
Xiaonan just being busy enough to keep Curran at the end of the punches. I'd like to see another level change from Curran. Oh, that was good. She looked to sweep the lead leg, but got caught with the left hook at the same time. So now Curran to close distance and get her hands together. Can she get this takedown? She's fighting hard for it. That was nice.
Just what Curran needed with just over 3 minutes to go. Now let's see what she can do with it.
Good shots to the body. Xiaonan happy to just tie her up.
Curran seemingly with plenty left in the tank. We'll see if she can open up here.
Stay on that rib for a little bit. Take that arm off your head. Put your elbow on the top. Post your right foot up for me. Point your knee at the ceiling. Yes. Slide it through.
I'd like to see her try and create some space here and probably land some shots.
There you go.
Xiaonan's looking to work Curran back into her guard here. That really is a backward step if you're looking to progress to a finishing move.
Well, and if you're Yan Xiaonan, you can afford most likely to run some clock here.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, let's listen in to Jason Perillo, front and center of the corner.
Yes, pass it up. Again. Nice work, Kylan. Keep her here. Finding big shots in here. Where's your elbows at?
Come on, Casey. We got 1 minute. Let's work.
Keep those arms in deep. Let's stuff a leg down and go. Come on, I need you to pass this guard, Kylan.
Come on, let's work, Casey. There you go. There you go. There you go.
You feel her open my legs.
Come on, speed in there, trying to get his fighter to work a bit more. We're now approaching the 90-second mark, and Curran, she has to do something dramatic. You can just see Xiaonan's happy to clamp onto her opponent and just stifle any attack. This is what Curran needs, but there's a fine line between giving too much space and allowing your opponent to stand back up, and not doing enough and having the referee stand you back up.
Pretty good right hand a moment ago from Curran. Unfortunately, not any follow-up as she goes to the hammer fist there. Close guard now for Yan Xiaonan, who is content to just final minute of this one. Well, Curran is in outstanding shape. There is no denying that as she presses forward, gets the body lock here.
She really is. And you know, a part of her recovery from those big punches that she's taken is going to be her conditioning as well.
Yeah.
I liked Eddie Alvarez's speech on The Ultimate Fighter when he was talking about it. Sometimes it just keeps you in the fight. Having your blood continuing to pump around you, refueling the oxygen in your brain, bringing your alertness back.
Looks like a pretty significant cut there is Yan Xiaonan. Both fighters landed big shots. Last 10 seconds. Curran here from Yan Xiaonan. Curran continues to fire back. Outstanding fight between Yan Xiaonan and Curran. Curran has been the fight of the night before. Might be staring at some bonus money again, and a strong debut, I thought, for Yan Xiaonan.
So let's take a look at some of this power. Really good work here, set up by the lead leg. She steps in with the right hand and then follows up, lines it up again, and bang! forces Kylan Curran to put a knee down. This time she counters the lead leg kick. Really good work here, but so accurate. That for me was the biggest punch. It was amazing really that Kylan Curran managed to stay on her feet. But then Xiaonan, look at this exchange later on in the fight. I mean, this was shades of Frank Camacho, Damian Brown from Sydney in last week. Really good fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision,